into a journal as well as the previous assignments with Bu Pravanita. Okay, let's maybe start by first saying a short prayer, shall we? Thank you. All right, so the first part, we'll do quick review on the papers, so everybody has received feedback. I think it's important, and I hope the second session will be listening to your progress, in general, how many of you have actually submitted, what problems you have, or what further support you need, from us. Let us know, and then finally we decide on a meeting that we can come together to submit, to report your submission, as well as to fill out the reflection. Actually, the last meeting would be optional. I mean, you can do the online reflection anytime. It doesn't have to be like coming to the class and then meeting personally or having on a Zoom meeting like this. But if you like to have a Zoom meeting and then it's possible for all of us, then that's okay. Anyway, I have a webinar that is now under planning, so there will be a wrap-up session in the form of webinar. As I mentioned to you, there will be an activity with the colleagues from USTV, University of Science and Technology Philippines, and we hope to hear two professors there who are sharing with us, from the MA TESOL program of the USTV. And that's going to be the closing of the semester, hopefully we do that. Okay, all right, so now let's begin by having showcasing, and kindly someone do the timekeeping, sorry, and then we can focus on feedback. I'm probably like to hear everybody's showcasing first, as I look at your paper online and then see how similar your paper from one person and another. So I might see maybe there are some similarities, so I can direct the feedback generally to those having similar topics. Okay, all right, let's start. All right, well, Bunikan, you're not teaching?
Actually, we hear test, ma'am. Our test.
Okay, at
Yes.
school, Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. So you can just proctor your students, while joining a Zoom. That's
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, so let's begin, everyone. Who would like to start first? I think Mbak Ilma has written down the sequence, We'll go with that order. If
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
yes.
That's
We
right.
can start.
The first one is Mbak Arifah. Mbak Arifah, are you there?
Yes, Mbak.
Okay, the time is 10 minutes for the presentations, and it will be started by the time you are start talking. You can share your screen, but
Okay, I'll be preparing then.
okay. And after Mbak Arifah, we will have Mbak Safira. Mbak Safira, maybe you can start to open your document. So after Mbak Arifah finished, you can directly go on your paper.
Yes, Mbak.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Here, I would like to showcase my article in the teaching English for foreign language.
Sorry, Mbak Arifah, can you make it bigger for the writing? Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. What about this?
Yes, I think it's better. Thank you.
All right. The title is Maximizing Vocabulary Gains Using Computer-Assisted Learning Issues in English in Time-Constrained Classroom. So here I begin the article with the general information about vocabulary acquisition, the importance of vocabulary acquisition, From several studies, it's revealed that without sufficient vocabulary knowledge, learners struggle to understand spoken or written text, express idea, or engage in meaningful interaction. Other study reinforce by emphasizing the vocabulary is not only a linguistic unit but also a cognitive tool that supports grammar, discourse, and pragmatics. In addition, Amonova and Karimova 2024 emphasized that vocabulary teaching is pivotal in foreign language instruction and should be integrated across all skills area to ensure balanced development. Moreover, Ayana et al. Found that vocabulary knowledge significantly impact learners' overall language achievement and motivation, especially in secondary education settings. And the problem here is that vocabulary acquisition remains one of the most challenging aspects of language learning, especially in classroom with limited instructional time. We've cited that it's revealed by Robin and Aziz 2024. And the setting of the ELT is in Indonesian Air Force Academy or AAU as the representative of military academy in Indonesia. So to overcome the gap, in this article, it suggests computer-assisted vocabulary learning or CAV has emerged a promising solution to enhance vocabulary learning efficiency and engagement. It's continued with systematic reviews confirm that efficacy of technology-assisted vocabulary learning in improving vocabulary breadth and retention. Su et al. Found that most core studies focus on receptive vocabulary knowledge and cognitive engagement. Another study by Al-Shamari emphasized course potential in EFL context with limited classroom time. I also mention the implementation, the reason why this couple is implemented in why should teacher implement this computer assisted vocabulary learning, because in military academy, cadets often face rigid schedules that limit classroom learning opportunities. Call-based vocabulary tools provide systematic repetition and repeatable practice, ensuring that words are retained without requiring extended teacher-led session. Then the study emphasized that call vocabulary instruction offers structure, repetition, and reinforcement, which is particularly valuable when learners must acquire large amount of vocabulary within limited time frames.
Excuse me, Mbak Arifah.
Yes.
Did you
Yes,
upload the paper in the folder somewhere?
Yes, in the folder, ma'am.
So the one I saw, the one I'm looking at right now.
Mm-hmm.
So is it the same one? So you have stopped at literature review, am I correct?
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually have revised my article. Then you can find with the title Best Practice TFL Journal.
Ada namanya enggak?
Yes.
Do you have, did you name the file with your name?
Yes, ma'am. Best practice, TFL Journal Arifah Kusnowati. I just uploaded this morning.
Best practice TEFL.
Yes,
But
TFL Journal.
the previous one you have introduction. The file is introduction.
Yes, and I have revised it because I view from your feedback from the previous friend that I
Yeah,
think I
sure,
should
that's good.
revise it.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Let me continue with issues in English
Yours
as a
is the one
computer
in
assistant.
AAU, yeah? Sorry, you're the one in AAU.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I see. Okay,
Yes,
go
ma'am.
on.
All right. Um, so in issues in English as a tool of computer-assisted vocabulary learning integrates text, audio, and video around real-world topics. Vocabulary is introduced in contextualized passages, not isolated word lists, which support deeper understanding. This multimodal input helps cadets connect meaning, pronunciation, and usage simultaneously. Simultaneously. This platform can be effectively applied as a computer-assisted vocabulary learning tool in cadet education because it combines multimedia exposure, contextual practice, and learner autonomy. This is in line with the studies of Capel 2001 that emphasize whole environment enhanced vocabulary acquisition when learners engage with multimodal input, while Enayati and Gilagiani 2019 highlight the importance of structured repetition and reinforcement in computer-based vocabulary learning. And I continue with the issues in English implementation in ANAU. Uh, in this institution is currently being used as an educational tool for cadets as military academy students, supported by multimedia language laboratory. We implement this platform in English teaching with different levels and topics. The platform presents vocabulary in grade levels from beginner to advanced, ensuring cadets build knowledge step by step. So this is in line with cognitive load theory by Sweller 1988, which posits that instructional design should minimize extraneous cognitive load to optimize learning. This is because all environments can support this by offering personalized interactive tasks and that streamline information processing and reduce unnecessary mental effort, thereby improving learner engagement and retention. Other theory that I propose is dual coding theory by Pavio 1971, where information is better retained when presented through both verbal and visual channels. First of all, instructor gets cadets to choose.
Yeah, thank you,
All right.
Arifah. I'm just maybe sharing this one very quickly ya. Can you stop? The next one itu siapa ya? The next one.
Afira, ma'am.
Mbak Syafira tentang apa ya? What about your article, Mbak Syafira?
Animated video for young
Animated
learners.
video.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Kalau the next one, Mbak Darli.
I think Mbak Vika is still on the way, ma'am, since she
Mbak
said
Vika.
that, yeah, she has
Nggak
some.
apa-apa, Mbak.
Mine is about problem-based learning, ma'am.
Mbak Vika yang muncul.
Okay.
PBL ya. Di levelnya apa Mbak Vika?
Senior high school, ma'am.
Senior high. Mbak Rahma,
Yes, ma'am.
tentang apa papernya?
Best practice tentang boosting students engagement through world game, ma'am.
Sorry, ma'am, your
Mute.
Kalau Mbak Almas,
Best practice about teaching vocabulary using flashcards and contextual learning, ma'am, in English course.
Mbak Umah,
Hand puppet in junior high school, ma'am.
what's that again?
Hand puppet in junior high
Oh,
school.
hand puppet. Okay,
Yeah.
I see. In senior
Yeah, junior high school.
and junior high. Okay. Well, I think Mbak Arifas itu similar to tadi Mbak Almas ya, doing vocabulary ya Mbak Almas ya.
Yeah, ma'am, vocabulary.
But levelnya?
Young learners.
Oh, this is young learners. While Mbak Arifah itu higher education ya.
Higher education, ma'am.
Oke, ya sudah sebentar saya lihat dulu Mbak Arifah. Am I correct that this is your paper ya? I think I was quite confused tadi finding whether it is the correct one or not. Let me find it first. All right, is this the right one? The right one, Mbak?
Yes, ma'am, that's the right one.
Okay, so I don't know if you were working in the same file you gave us here, you showed me before, because I think I left some comments here on the previous file, and I don't know if you have like accommodated the feedback or not. I was looking at the previous paper here, so I was kind of confused. Yeah, but this is not finished. So this is the finished one, yeah, the finished version. I'm not sure because before you didn't use time constraint classroom, yeah, Mbak, yeah. You were using AAU, yeah. Why didn't you change?
Previously, I didn't mention AAU in my title, ma'am.
No, but is it your title previously? Is it your title before? And I don't know why there is issues in English here. What does it mean? Ini maksudnya apa? Issues in English ini?
That is the platform, the
Oh, the
tool
platform.
of computer assisted learning. Yes.
Issues in English, yeah. All right. So we have here. I just don't know how you define time constrained classrooms. I'm not sure if there are classrooms that are not time constraints. I think we all agree that all classrooms have their time allocation, right? So that's why we don't teach whole day. We are limiting it sessions, for example, for 45 minutes times 2 or 90 minutes, for example. That is due to some reasons. So, for example, because time spent, focus span, yeah, for students at different age groups will be different. For example, the younger, the shorter. So we cannot, ask young children to stay not moving, focusing on one thing, listening to us all the time, not moving around, and only sitting on their chair. We cannot ask them for staying still for more than 35 minutes, for example. More than that, they would tend to move around, and then if they cannot, they will make noise, for example. So that is based on how much time, how much concentration or focus span we have here across different age groups. For example, yeah. Now, I don't know how you define this. That's one. I didn't see how you define. You named here that students are living or learning in a time constrained environment. So I think you simply mentioned, but you don't define this one, or that is the issue. Yeah. If you only mention but didn't define, that's quite hard for people to understand. Yeah, they're similar context with yours. Jadi saya agak bingung Mbak Arifah, kenapa disebut time constrained environments?
Actually, I mean that in military academy, the the time schedule will not possibly conducted effectively. For example, in the RPS, we have, for example, 18 meetings, then it will probably conducted uh, like 10 or 12 meetings like that. So that what I mean by time constraint.
Yeah, but I think that in terms of urgency and how do we say, in terms of research, because when we are putting or writing down a title like this, we are thinking, yeah, people would read, yeah, what are the dependent variable, what are the independent variable. So if you are saying that time constrained classroom as the the dependent variable, and I think it is hard to define because it doesn't determine, yeah, how do we say, it's not specific to one context. Yeah, I think it's everybody's problem. Don't you maybe view the context as the ESP? Yeah, this is the ESP context, and that your students are prepared to be a military leader or maybe leaders, yeah, in the nation. So you can say how important this is for them to really have great command of English because of the goal of the program is to prepare them to be leaders in the nation, something like that. Do you think that is not strong enough, Mbak Arifah?
All right. I will try to connect my article with the importance
Yeah,
of.
yeah, because I didn't see here you don't have any can you find maybe articles that support that there are environment constrained by time, and what characterizes such environment, and how your context is similar to the context described in that article? So that way we can say there are indeed environments constrained by time. But in your view, in your explanation before, you said that, for example, our meetings are scheduled to go as far as 16 meetings here, but apparently we only made maybe 14 or 15. That is not time constraints. Yeah, that is not time.
All right. So would it be better if I omit this variable, ma'am?
Yes. Would that be possible? Because otherwise, I don't see the urgency here. Yeah, I don't see. Even if you just bring in ESP, that's enough for me. Yeah, ESP. Jadi how you develop vocabulary lessons particular to the AAU students, and how the challenges are with maybe making them not only having good command of vocabulary, but also maybe giving them some independent learning opportunities, and that's why you go to CAPL, and that's fine. Yeah, I think that's a common urgency we have in English language teaching discipline. Itu ya kalau menurut saya ya. Itu yang pertama. Ya, jadi konteksnya adalah ESP, lalu you want to promote them to have independent learning ya, atau self regulation ya. Atau misalnya di sini dikatakan they have no problem at all ya, with maybe motivation ya, atau with maybe enthusiasm or interest in learning English. So those are some of the reasons ya. Lalu yang di sini I feel like I think your reason to go with CAFL is because you want to make the most of digital or computer assisted. That's all. You don't need to justify anymore. The fact that technology is abundant and that we should leverage the use of technology for teaching is just strong enough. It's strong enough for us, and that's why we feel very important for teachers to prepare themselves with technological skills, because we know the benefits of having AI or having technology in classroom. So that's already well explained, and you don't need to create another reason for that. Kalau menurut saya kok begitu ya Mbak Arifah ya, kecuali ada sesuatu yang lain ya, which I don't know. Itu ya Mbak Arifah ya. Kalau boleh ya, Bu Ella berpendapat di sini. So if you want to say ini, nah ini boleh malah
Yes,
saya
ma'am.
higher order thinking skill ini boleh, nggak apa-apa saya. But in what way? Nah ini harus dijelaskan. Apakah dalam ini ya interaktivitasnya, ya ini boleh. Cuman ini ya pengaturan penulisannya saya itu agak bingung. Jadi kalau you follow the template or not? Do you follow the template or not?
Maybe I miss in
Enggak, maksudnya
arranging
template
this.
ini ya. Template ini ya ngikuti jurnalnya enggak Mbak ya?
Yes, this is the template.
Oh yeah, the template ya. So you have literature review here?
Actually, the template there suggests literature review, but because this is best practice, I don't know
Yeah,
how
you still,
to
I mean, they are
organize it.
saying literature review in a separate section atau enggak? Atau part of introduction?
That is part of introduction.
Oh ya sudah, nggak masalah. Ya ini kalau seperti ini, so these are the practice. So I think is it in the class atau in other class ya yang I have mentioned that you can follow this move. Yeah, you are starting with the principles. Yeah, I think in this class, I think we use Mbak Kiki's template ya to describe the best practice ya waktu itu ya. Though you can come up with your own or depending on the journal, but the fact that you have to come up with the theories is good. You have some theories here. What I perhaps want you to do when you are using the theories, like you said that the call supports, the CFEL supports higher order thinking. So that's the explanation next is what are the principles of higher order thinking skills, learning or development in vocabulary class, and how you integrate this into your practice. So here the implementation means you are using some tasks in the issues in English, for teaching vocabulary. And the way you teach vocabulary using issues in English should tadi accommodate the principles of Hodge development. Maksudnya seperti itu. Nah, ini kalau yang bunyinya seperti ini, keuntungan-keuntungan atau manfaatnya ini. Nah, ini harus nanti dikaitkan dengan apakah your implementation is observed to have improved. Nah, to have improved or to have produce this outcome. Jadi pas diceritain itu implementasinya, apakah betul benar si penggunaan issues in English itu bisa menggunakan multimedia exposure, contextual practice, and learning autonomy. Nah, how? Nah, seperti itu. Jadi nggak cuma teori, tapi bagaimana teori itu terbukti di best practice kita. Ya, misalnya ya. Nanti dikatakan di dalam implementasinya seperti itu. Ini kenapa berbeda fontnya ya. Nah, ini kalau Mbak kan di sini berulang-ulang ya. Saya kira kok agak ini ya, agak. Nah, ini kalau you are describing issues in English di sini, maka sini jangan diulang lagi ya. In one place saja, Mbak. Oke, Mbak
Yes,
Arifah. Ya, ini menurut saya kok repetition
ma'am.
ini yang ini. Nah,
Yeah.
ini kan, ini ya, kalau memang Mbak mau menjelaskan issues in English in the beginning, kan you mentioned it here already. So you saying that CAFL is part of part of call begitu kan ya? Nah, ini Mbak sudah ngomong dari sini masalahnya. Jadi agak bolak-balik ya. So I think if you want to describe what it is, then describe it here. Describe it here. All right? Why it belongs to CAFL. Okay? So CAFL itu kan your term kan? You name it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Jadi bukan penemu atau pengembang issues in English-nya kan yang menamakan ini sebagai CAFL kan is your term, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Ya, makanya how you claim that issues in English ini belongs ya to apa tadi? Belongs to call and specifically CAFL. Nah, I don't know. Ini CAFL ini mungkin mirip dengan program apa yang lain yang ada di penelitian orang lain. Nah, itu boleh bahwa itu quite similar, but CAFL is your special practice ya, others have their own. Nah, itu namanya kita mencoba memposisikan penelitian kita dalam landscape yang lebih besar. Jadi kan kita membayangkan seperti sebuah spider ya, network of research ya, makanya ada international research network. Jadi misalnya ada research network yang besar di dunia ini tentang CALL ya, computer assisted language learning. Lalu ada yang di India, ada yang di Amerika, ada yang di mana-mana melakukan ini. Nah, kira-kira penelitian kita yang kecil ini itu tuh masuk di mana gitu loh. Itu namanya kita positioning gitu loh. Makanya kalau penting kita baca previous studies itu kita biar tahu, oh sudah ada banyak orang yang melakukan ini yang di sana sana. Nah, ini kalau kita pakai AI itu kan kita bisa terbantu tuh memahami landscape di dunia ini terkait penelitian call itu sudah sedemikian besar dan punya saya yang kecil ini akan berkontribusi di sini gitu. Nah, itu namanya positioning. Nah, maksud saya setidaknya cara yang termudah untuk melakukan itu adalah kita membaca penelitian yang lain. Lalu kita mengatakan bahwa penelitian lain itu juga ada yang mempromosikan penggunaan call atau CAVL, sorry not FL, CAVL yang sedikit berbeda tetapi memiliki kemiripan atau karakteristik yang sama. Nah, that's how your research will be positioned. Gitu loh maksudnya. Jadi kan senang loh kalau kita buat we are doing itu juga ada yang melakukan. Artinya ada keterkaitan gitu, ada concern yang sama atau ada konteks yang similar dan itu berpotensi untuk mungkin teliti lebih jauh atau dikoneksikan atau bagaimana. Nah, maksudnya seperti itu. Ya, ide besarnya sebenarnya seperti itu. Nah, yang di sini oke. Ya, saya kira saya agak bingung membaca ini karena you are narrating but you don't necessarily say what is the first step, what is the next one, and you seem to if you want to ini ya sini ya, don't put another theory here Mbak Arifah ya, put it earlier ya,
Yes,
in
ma'am.
the theory section ya. Jadi kali ini udah implementasi, ini udah descriptive, how you say your implementation has brought the changes you claim it has. Jadi kan kita kan claiming bahwa praktis kita tuh best. Kenapa? Karena itu terbukti membantu perkembangan vocabulary anak-anak, membantu ini, menggini ini. Nah, itu kita menceritakan bagian deskripsi kita tuh memang bukan suggest addresses those issues atau those problem. Gitu ya, Mbak ya.
Yes, ma'am.
Kayak yang ini tuh harusnya dijelaskan, Mbak. Ada captionnya. Ya, jadi nggak cuma gambar ya, ada caption. Can you have captions? I think you can ya. In journals, and then you have to name ya
Yes.
with figure one, figure two, ikuti cara atau gaya penamaannya. Nah, I don't
Yes.
know if you
It
have
hasn't
also,
finished yet.
oh yes. Now, I don't know if you have some maybe comments from the students here or your observation of the students feeling after they enjoyed or doing the activities with you. Barangkali ada, you can add it ya. Thank you. Thank you, Mbak Arifah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mbak Fira ya.
Yes,
Please.
ma'am. Right, is it available? Okay. All right, let me explain briefly. The title of my best practice is the use of animated video to improve young learners' vocabulary mastery. Here, first I mention about the problem in many Indonesian classroom. Vocabulary teaching still dominated by textbooks and static pictures. While these methods introduce new words, they often fail to sustain engagement or long-term retention. And then the teachers often notice that students can recall vocabulary during the lessons but forget it quickly for the next meeting like that. So, to address this challenge, animated video media was introduced as a complementary source, and then animated videos provide synchronized audio and visual cues, and narrative context, and expressive motion, making them particularly suitable for young learners. Research on multimedia learning support the idea that combining verbal and visual information enhance comprehension. The use of animated videos will also assist students in word composition and provide opportunities for students to practice repeatedly so that they can memorize vocabulary, structure sentences, and speak effectively like that. Here I mentioned the Hikmah has urged that learning vocabulary through animated videos also assists students in reciting words by observing vivid scenes for better vocabulary retention. And then, because of that, and introduce animated video media as a solution. And within the curriculum Merdeka framework, which emphasize joyful and meaningful learning, animated video media aligns well with the goal of making vocabulary instruction more engaging and effective. So here, the implementation of the practice was carried out in a third grade classroom of 20 students, aged 8 to 9 years old, at the in an Islamic elementary schools at Shakir in Pekanbaru. The class used the English for Nusantara kids textbooks for book guidance in teaching in the classroom. For the target vocabulary came from the theme the chapters, namely like things in the classroom like that. So the chapter discuss about the things to like such as words such as like a book, pencil, and so on. And the instructional sequence was designed in the 3 stages. First, previewing activities, and here seems like the activities. The teacher asks warm-up questions such as what do you see in your classroom, and then students brainstorm familiar objects and then share them aloud. And yeah, for the there is for the previewing activities, and then the next during guided viewing, the teacher played an animated video showing a classroom scenes, or like video animated singing to support their uh, focus. And then all right, and then the next post viewing reinforcements. Students complete a labeling worksheet with pictures of classroom items with in pairs. They role played short dialogues such as "Can you give me the ruler?" and then uh, students answer the question and so on. And then the teacher encouraged students to use the new words in a spontaneous classroom interaction, such as asking for a book on pointing on the chair. Throughout the lessons, the teacher acts as a facilitator, and then pausing the video strategically, and then modeling pronunciation and encouraging a repetition. And the teacher used scaffolding was provided through a worksheet and role play, and positive reinforcement was given when students use vocabulary and context. Yeah, students respond actively, repeating words voluntarily, pointing to real classroom items, and recalling vocabulary by linking it to scenes from the video.
Okay, but Safira,
Yes, ma'am.
I think we can start feedback giving.
Yes.
Do you mind? Can you stop that
All right.
sharing? All right, so I think it's been clear from your description, but I would suggest, and this could be everybody's reference too, yeah. So when you are describing the results like this, I think it's good to have themes coming up. I know that we don't do specific thematic analysis, but you can see here, because you were doing this, yes, you could organize the results. Jadi supaya tidak sekedar kayak nulis saja ya, mengalir saja tapi no organizations. I think I would suggest that you have key ideas that you can share based on the activities you did here. Like you collected from classroom observation, you collected your data from responses and teacher reflections. So what you have observed from observation. So observation should be physical, because what you are looking at behaviors, right?
Yes.
Because observation tells you what is observable. What is not observable is collected through maybe responses or reflections. Yeah, but reflection is also an observation, right? It's your observation, which is maybe guided by your in-depth thinking. But the things I'm saying to everybody here, yeah, when you are describing the implementation, I think it's good to have some organization. So if you are looking at samples of articles by Prof. Anita, you would see that though they are simply describing, but they describe in ways that, have certain purposes. So like what you want to know, what you want to say about observed behaviors after or before and after you were giving the what do we say? Animated video.
Yes.
So an example. So here you mentioned that attentive, enthusiastic, So what do you think this characterize? Being attentive, being enthusiastic, maybe have to do with what? Engagement? Yeah, maybe, for example, you could say here, increase level of engagement, something like this. And then you describe.
Okay.
So you don't need to like go on with narration. Yeah, you can narrate, but in the narration should still have some kind of ideas. So maybe when you say increase level of engagement, you can say what have you observed. Yeah. So misalnya during misalnya there are you can have some opening sentence here, of course. I would suggest, there are opening sentences here that introduce what this section will be about. Yeah, I think you should have this in every paragraph or section. So the following are the key results or key results from the practice you have implemented, and you find that one idea is your observation on the increased level of engagement of the students, and you can describe following misalnya something like following the video watching activity, students were observed this and this and this.
Okay.
How did you do the classroom observations? Did you have particular indicators to say that the observation, that the motivation or the engagement increased? What are the indicators? So how would you say that how come you say that they are more attentive? Ini dia. So ini dia, you have this one. Maintain focus. So for example, how you know that student maintain focus? Because they don't check any other things, like they don't look up to their handphone, and they don't chat with their seatmate, misalnya seperti itu. So they really focus on you. Was that your indicator for them being able to maintain focus? Now you need to say that. So you need to say that. So these are the description. These are the description.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, this could be an intro, an opening statement here. Lalu well, I don't know if you can say the effectiveness, because you don't measure effectiveness at all. I think you want to say simply the benefits. Atau apa the positive effect. I think we should, we have what we call in academic writing hedges. We have healthy portion of doubt in that. As an academic, we have to suspect everything until it's verified. Now, how do you verify there is an effectiveness? You didn't measure, you don't know. So basically, don't claim what you don't do or what you don't know. Don't claim it. That's called being humble academically, because you don't know. So say don't know because you don't do it. Don't try to, how do we say, memperbesar atau sebagainya. So just say it as it is. So here, being coming back to this, you can say this one, because they repeated vocabulary after you. But I think what I didn't see here, how could the video is not here? Nah, ini harusnya muncul di sini. Jadi kan aktivitas ini dua kalimat itu tidak ngomong-ngomong tentang video. Nah, misalnya when I played the video, their eyes or their gaze was locked into the animation, and while watching, they were able to recall vocabulary associated with the object shown in the video. Now, I know that they are watching, so that's the activity based on video. Kalimat ini nggak ngomongin video. Ini kan, I don't know, they recall extended beyond isolated them. It's not tangible for me. Reading these sentences, I don't know what you meant. That's basically, I'm being honest here. I don't know. It's hard to understand. Kalimatnya Mbak Arifah juga sama. You need to say what you actually did, and you did it ya you can have points ya, 1, 2, 3, first, next, after, boleh. Itu namanya narrating ya, chronologically. But at the same time you need to to say, describe ya what happened.
Mention step by step like that, ma'am.
You can, ya, and that's why the way I did it, kan this is results ya, kan not method ya. Kalau method kan di sini toh, implementationnya kan. Nah, you should have said here. Nah, when you are saying this, you don't need to say something like this. Well, what are the key, for example, in any video, using video or using audio, it always have to be re-listening, re-watching, while listening, while watching, ya, and pause listening, pause watching. Harus itu, mau nanti pakai genre base, pakai task base, harus ada ini activity ketika melibatkan media. Ya, jadi pasti ada. Nah, basically kalau if I were you, I would explain how this what I did fall into these 3 stages. Nah, nanti di while watching atau while listening itu ada activity apa, yaitu you describe it. Nah, tapi you don't describe kayak berpanjang-panjang kayak novel gitu. It's hard to follow.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to follow. Like this one. So basically, what do you see in your classroom ini? Apa? Vocabulary identification. Nah, your knowledge, ya, in referring to activity using tadi meta language in TEFL itu adalah juga penting sebetulnya. Kan, you should be able to say that this is vocab identification task. Nah, jenis-jenis tas ini namanya apa itu ya harus tahunya dari mana? Tahunya dari membaca buku seperti Brown, Jeremy Harmer, bukunya Pak Willy Renanda, itu tahunya dari situ. Jadi pengetahuan itu bukan sejam baru saya dapatkan, ya enggak, karena saya sudah mengetahui beberapa tas in vocabulary. Tetapi hal seperti itu boleh juga dicari. Ya, you just browse activities or tasks in vocabulary. So you can name, itu namanya meta language ya, for teachers, for everybody, because you are all teachers. So you need to know how to label each of the tasks. Itu namanya meta language, discussing our profession in professional languages. The way we talk to fellow teachers, of course, will be different, yeah, to the way we talk to maybe our neighbors or our friends who just don't do education. So the vocabulary should be different, ya, should be technical, should be professional. Nah, kayak ini kan sebetulnya mengatakannya vocabulary identification task. Terus ketika seperti ini, nah ini betul ini misalnya guided viewing. Nah ini udah jenis. Jadi ini di mana? Di tengah-tengah ini tadi ya. Oh, kok hilang tadi? Nah di sini. While listening, ya. Jadi ada yang guided. Berarti kalau ada yang guided, ada yang tidak guided ya. Nah, I don't know. So how did you scaffold? Yeah. So this should be in this part. Kenapa ini tadi nggak mepet-mepet ya? Punya Mbak Arifah tadi mepet-mepet, sulit bacanya ya. Ini mepet-mepet sekali. Apakah memang ininya ya? Oh, is it yours with the template already, Mbak? Belum ya? Oh, Mbak Kira yang belum templatean. Harusnya disesuaikan pakai template ya. Nah, oke, mungkin seperti itu ya kalau saya boleh menambahkan. Nah, jadi your insight and recommendation ini akan mudah dibuat ketika sudah punya ini loh, increase level of engagement, apalagi di sini tadi yang sudah kelihatan dari student response. What do you find from a student's response? The need for repeated instruction, maksudnya apa? Oh, students were independent, confident ya. Ini mungkin engagement tadi ya. More positive learning environment. How come ya kan? Itu mungkin tidak langsung ya. I don't know ya, more positive. Nah ini harus karena mereka lebih fokus menjawab, merespon, tidak ngalor ngidul, tidak mengobrol. Nah misalnya itu indikatornya. Nah kalau yang positive learning environment gimana? Apakah how do you say that this is positive learning environment? Jadi apakah itu yang didapatkan? Karena di sini yang diklaim adalah vocabulary mastery. Nah, mana kata-kata yang si siswa itu mastery-nya naik? I'm looking for that. di mana adanya engagement positive learning. Ini saya mencari mastery, adanya misteri ya. Jadi peninggalannya masih misteri gitu ya.
Didn't
Nah, nanti
forget to
yang
mention it.
ya saya kira kalau kita kan harus selalu kembali ke apa yang kita klaim di depan ya supaya oh
Ya,
iya
ma'am.
betul kita jelaskan gitu ya. Oke, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, man, for feedback.
Next. Mbak Vika di tempat di Zoom nggak, Mbak Vika? Mbak Vika?
I think there is no
OTW.
Mbak Vika, ma'am.
Darli Ovika ini nggak kick out berarti ya?
Yes, last time she said that she was on the way through the perkebunan sawit, and maybe she will lose the connections, ma'am. So maybe we
My
continue
God.
for the next presenters.
Waduh, karena masih going home itu tadi ya.
Yes.
Luar biasa perjuangan ya. Oke, we move. Sebentar ya, semoga nanti Mbak Vika bisa join Mbak Rahma.
Rahmawati, ya.
Yes,
Where is
ma'am.
she?
I'm
Yeah,
here.
okay.
But
Are you
pardon me,
ready?
ma'am. I
Yeah.
cannot share the screen. My laptop is not running well. Can I present it by using my phone instead, ma'am?
I can do the sharing for you if you
Ah,
want.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Baru draft ini Mbak Rahmawati ya. Tadi
Iya.
ini dia ya. Let me share it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Well, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Siti Rahmawati. I'm doing a best practice. The title is Boosting Students' Engagement in Descriptive Text in descriptive text lessons through word games. Well, actually, it did in junior high school learners. This best practice engaging junior high school learners in English classes remains a challenge, particularly when lessons rely heavily on traditional worksheets and teacher-centered instruction. This issue becomes more noticeable when teaching descriptive text, a genre that requires strong vocabulary mastery and clear understanding of descriptive features. Reflections from classroom practice revealed that students often struggle with English-only instructions, lost interest quickly during repetitive tasks, and showed minimal participation. And here, the digital game-based learning is increasingly recognized as a promising method to enhance students' motivation. WordWall, in particular, provides customizable activities suitable for vocabulary learning in English language classrooms. Although widely used, practical documentation that focuses on bilingual vocabulary matching for descriptive text lessons remains limited. This best practice report therefore describes the implementation of a worldwide bilingual matching activity designed to increase the students' engagement and strengthen their vocabulary comprehension. The innovation emphasizes simplicity, accessibility, and interactive whole class participations. This is a reflective best practice report aimed at improving teaching effectiveness through classroom-based innovations. The participants in this class are 28 students, 7th grade, and the materials about word games, like matching the words English and Indonesian adjective pairs. And also there is a printed visual supports for backing up during the technical issues. The procedures, the first one is identifying the classroom problems. Students were often passive, struggle with English only instruction, and showed low motivation during descriptive text lesson. And the next one is designing the word wall matching activity. Um, this game was created to pair English adjective like, for example, the word tall, short, fat, thin, trick, curly, beautiful, handsome with their Indonesian equivalents. The activity consisted solely of word-to-word match without the pictures. And then the classroom implementation using the teacher's only device. The game was displayed through the teacher's device and projected to the whole class, and students did not use their personal phones. Instead, they took turns coming to the front to match the word pairs. The activity created a lively, competitive atmosphere, with students often volunteering quickly and showing excitement for their turn. The next step is there is the vocabulary enforcement. The students completed a paper-based task where they again match English adjective with Indonesian meanings to reinforce their understanding. And the next stage is writing applications. After that, the students wrote short descriptive sentences using the adjective practice during the game. The bilingual vocabulary list acted as the scaffolding. And the last step is assessment and reflections. The students share their sentence aloud and receive their feedback. The teacher reflections documented increased engagement, vocabulary retention, and confidence in applying descriptive adjectives. So the findings and the discussions is the first, there is increased student engagement. The whole class were all activity significantly boosted students' engagement. Students were eager to come forward, often competing playful for their turn. Their enthusiasm was visible through active volunteering, louder and supportive cheering for peers. And then improve bilingual vocabulary mastery. Matching English Indonesian adjective pairs helped students understand meanings more clearly. The bilingual format prevented confusion and made vocabulary acquisition faster. During the reinforcement task, most students completed the pairs accurately. And next is enhance the participations and confidence. Students who were previously quiet became more involved. The simplicity of the word matching format allowed lower proficiency learners to participate confidently, reducing anxiety and creating an inclusive learning environment. And next is the application to descriptive writing. The students can produce more accurate and detailed descriptive sentence. The writing reflected improved vocabulary recall, supported by the bilingual scaffolding practice during the game. And for the teacher reflection, the teacher noted that the innovation required minimal preparation. Work, yeah.
Excuse me. I think we can start the feedback
Oh yeah, yes.
directly. Yes, because I have read. Okay, so with Mbak Tira ya tadi ya, Mbak Tira ya. I think the difference, sorry, the similarity is that you were introducing one particular technique or strategy of media. So I think others also do the same in best practice. But what I perhaps want to highlight, there is also a possibility for you to like come up with what we can use football games for, what we can do using football games in learning, in teaching and learning of English. But then to exemplify the practices in using football games in ELT, you are promoting how you use it. Yeah. I would suggest you do it, Mbak Rahma. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you follow?
Can you repeat again, ma'am?
It's okay. So I'm saying, Mbak, in your
Uh-uh.
paper,
Mm-mm.
your paper seems to me it's a mere description of your practice. What I don't see from your paper is how your practice is best in that it is achieving what you claim the game is said to be able to help, and it also maybe fits in the context you are teaching. But most importantly is because the use of the wood wall, the use of wood wall
Yes.
is particular because of your characteristics of your teaching context. So I didn't seem to find this in your paper. Yeah, what I just see is you are describing an activity in your class, and I think what I want to see more is how wood wall can actually, be effective if this is applied in a certain maybe procedure or ways. And that's why coming up with beginning your paper with saying that among the other media or digital games, football is one easy or maybe one accessible or one effective game should be explained. Yeah, should be added here. I didn't see it here.
Yeah, I see, ma'am.
Because sebetulnya when teaching descriptive text, I think woodball can be used for teaching any text, right? And you cannot claim descriptive text being a genre that requires strong vocabulary mastery. I think this is your claim. Yeah, this is not supported by any reference. Yeah, and jadi ada poin-poin tadi ya, Mbak, just for the sake of your understanding one, I think your article should present best practices in using wood wall. And you use your one practice that you described here sebagai contoh. But not as the only practice you describe. Jadi, paham nggak ya? Harapannya, you are saying what are the possible strategies in using wood wall for teaching English in Junhai or in Senhai. But it is not limited for teaching descriptive text only.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like you to expand the article. And I think what is missing a lot in your article is references.
Yeah, ma'am.
No theories, no principles, no literature you are using here. So it's not acceptable. Even if it is not submitted, I cannot accept. This is not a paper. This is called teaching vignette. Yeah, your reflection on your teaching and describing your activity. So to make it a paper, you have to make arguments. You have to argue that your practice is best among the other practices that can be done using wood wall. Yours is one effective choice because of maybe your context of teaching, maybe the limitation of your students, maybe the nature of the text, and you need to say how maybe the practice supports the integration of ICT in your class, and that is what you said here. Yeah, if the results or the effect, one of them will be engagement and so on and so on, that's okay. You can claim as long as you have the reference, ya, Mbak, ya.
Yeah, ma'am.
So you have the stages or the steps here. So the steps are not, I think we need to agree here ya. Kalau di sini stepsnya Mbak, the way you decide the class or decide what problems you want to solve. So this is like an action research here. You identify the classroom problems, right? While what we want is not discussing that because this is a best practice. So you want to focus on the procedure in implementing the wood wall. So if you want to say like if there are certain preparations, so pre-game activity, while game activity, and then the post-game activity, you can. and then you can write down what are the tasks you are giving the students, that uses word wall. Nah, ini kan misalnya di sini Mbak mengatakan word wall matching game, berarti ini ada tasnya ini yang tasnya ini yang membuatkan word wall-nya kan you just use it.
Yes, ma'am.
Nah, berarti kan ini ready made. So is it ready made activity without any teacher intervention? Or maybe before they do the game, there are instruction, there are penjelasan. Nah itu artinya it's not just doing the word wall. There should be some pre-game activity, right? Like discussing the vocabulary or discussing the text.
Yes.
Or some the steps. And I think for example, in genre based, you have those stages. In task based, you have those stages. So you have this stage. So this is not just any procedure, Mbak. You have to refer to reference. So who said that the stages should go from preparation before the game, and then doing the game, and then finally after the game. So the game is the media, but actually the focus of your learning is on what? On text. So what skill do you want to assess or you want to help students to learn? Maybe is it identifying the main ideas? I don't know. Is it reading, writing? Did you say?
Writing.
Just the text for writing? Did you say that?
Right.
When teaching, you said well. You said vocabulary loh.
Vocabulary too.
Gimana ini? Loh kok jadi vocabulary? Berarti vocabulary in descriptive text. Nah, mendingan
and then the vocabulary
textnya dihilangin aja.
Vocabulary used for the writing, ma'am.
Tapi kan artinya game-nya dipakai untuk vocabulary-nya atau untuk writing-nya?
Vocabulary.
Udah. Ini tadi sama ya dengan yang Mbak Vira tadi. Jadi ininya apa? Tasnya apa? Skill dan tasnya apa? On vocabulary kan medianya game, tapi misalnya di sini tadi matching, berarti identifying meaning ya. Matching antara word and object berarti identifying meaning.
Yes.
Nah itu skillnya tuh harus tahu, dan itu dari teori, itu bukan kita ngawang-ngawang, enggak, itu ada teorinya ya. Nah kalau vocabulary berarti harusnya paling enggak ada pakai nation lah ya. All nation kan didengkot di vocabulary. Jadi ya Mbak, saya kira secara steps tadi harus diikutkan. Nah yang ini yang tadi saya membaca ini lalu sudah digunakan, hanya ini yang kurang dari Mbak Rahma. Nah ini students were eager to come forward, often completing playfully for their turn. Nah ini mohon maaf ya, I have to be honest with you all ya. Kalimat seperti ini itu kan sebetulnya mudah ya dibuat AI. What makes it human is when you are describing what really happened, which is specific to your context, and AI will not know. So how you made it human, like writing, is because you add the details that AI wouldn't be able to generate unless you are giving them prompts. Like coba jelaskan pembelajaran yang ada di kelas ini nanti siswanya segini, kegiatannya gini. Nah, that's another thing. But then that means you don't do it actually. If you did it actually, then you are able to describe what happened. So what were you remembering about the students being actively engaging with you? Describe it here. I think even it's important for you to have some data. The data can be from students' work, screenshot,
picture,
or maybe from picture.
documentation.
Tapi kalau ada wajahnya dihilangkan, kalau ada dihilangkan karena confidentiality,
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe if it happened that you took or did teacher reflection, like Pira said, you should have some screenshot of the teacher reflection here.
Yes.
Then that is what we meant by being honest, being objective about what we did. Reading something like this is very very, how do we say, very AI-like, yeah. If you didn't provide data, I won't be able to know if it is true or not. So like this one, matching English Indonesian pairs. Nah ini kan activity nih. Nah pasti ada worksheetnya kan?
Ada, ma'am.
Nah betul, harus ditampilkan screenshot of the worksheet atau LKPD-nya gitu kan Mbak?
Yes, ma'am.
Nah kalau misalnya ini nggak ada ya nggak apa-apa. More involved in what way?
In the game, ma'am. In playing the game. In group activity.
Okay, more involved actively, yeah. Maybe raising their hands, answering you. Now that's clear to me. Oh, what do you mean by more involved? Oh, yang tadinya nggak pernah ngacung jadi ngacung. Oh, saya bu, saya bu. Tuh, nah kan kalau guru kan kalau kita sesama guru kan kita tahu ya. Kita membayangkan konteks yang kurang lebih mirip ya. Oh, kelasnya ramai ini berarti ya bu, aku bu tanya berebutan. Nah itu loh kalimat-kalimat seperti itu yang enhance participation kayak gitu. Nah kalau ini mungkin jauh ya. Apakah betul you assess vocabulary recall-nya? Did you really check the writing lalu mengecek tadi pakai vocabulary yang ku ajarin nggak? Did you do that?
Yeah, ma'am. Because the words we use repeat. Misalnya di gamenya sudah digunakan word itu, nanti untuk the next task we use that words again.
Nah berarti ada datanya apa? Screenshot of students
work. Yeah.
Students writing kan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and highlighted ya, highlighting the top vocab, ya kan?
Yes.
Atau words-nya. Ya itu namanya, oh ya, that is the best practice. If you want to describe your practice, ya, so you should start with what is ideal and what happened with you. Did you, is your application or implementation an ideal one? Maybe even better, you were making modification and that is necessary. And that is still making the learning effective misalnya. Nah, you could say that. Itu ya Mbak ya. Nah, ini kalau seperti itu jadi orang tuh ketika membaca bisa membayangkan, oh, berarti kelasnya kayak gini nih kurang lebih. Nah, gitu loh yang kita inginkan from best practice paper. Gitu ya kan, kita ingin terinspirasi. Ya kan, kita ingin terinspirasi, nggak sekedar membaca ini, ya gimana nih maksudnya ya. Jadi, best practice paper kan tujuannya juga mau menginspirasi orang ya, to follow ya, to imitate. Jadi kita upayakan ada support data gitu ya, untuk meyakinkan bahwa this works ya.
Ma'am.
Ya, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
For the insight.
Mbak Almas.
Iya, ma'am.
Silakan.
Oke, ma'am. Oke, ma'am. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the title of my best practice is Teaching Vocabulary Using Flashcard and Contextual Learning to Young Learners in Private Course. For the introduction, the first is I mention about vocabulary is a key component of language acquisition and serve as the foundation for effective communication, according to Smith. After that, according to Nation, I also cite from Nation, limited vocabulary could affect young learners' ability to express their ideas. And in the field of English language education for young learners, vocabulary plays an important role and must be sought through appropriate strategies. According to Pinter, effective vocabulary instruction to young learners requires the use of engaging, interactive, and suitable methods. After that, I also mentioned about flashcards. The flashcards have been widely recognized as an effective media for introducing vocabulary to young learners. Because flashcards promote visual learning, repetition, and immediate feedback that increase learners' memorize and information of new vocabulary, according to Lay and Reynolds. And then flashcards also show the importance in the context of young language learning. The research conducted in Indonesian elementary setting also shows that flashcards significantly improve students' vocabulary mastery and motivation. However, the effectiveness of flashcards depends heavily on how teachers adapt the flashcard to the learners and connect them to meaningful and contextual tasks. In private English course, uh, the learning environments are more flexible uh, compared to the formal schools. Based on my experience, based on my 2 years experience of teaching in this course, I found that there are various learning behaviors among the young learners. Some students were easily guided, and while the others were active and easily distracted. They uh, walk around the room when the lessons monotone or when the students feel bored. And then the traditional teacher centered less suitable for young learners because it doesn't align with the nature of children. Because the work of children is the work of play, and the children the children learn best through enjoyable active experience rather than they had to sit down and listen to the teacher explaining the material. After that, instead of use a flashcard, I mentioned about contextual learning. Contextual learning helps the vocabulary within the real life situation because the children had to connect the word with the object or experience in their surrounding. And also, according to Partly, the demonstration of the flashcard with interactive contextual material that significantly enhance memory and motivation in young learners. After that, this paper presents a reflective based paper based on my experience in using flashcard. Next, the context of best practice. This best practice took place in a private English course in Depok, West Java, and it consists for young learners aged from 5 until 10 years old. My students and I use super fun English activity for kids as a guidebook, but for what in delivering the material, we use flashcard. I use flashcard and some various engaging activities and worksheet to help students in uh, doing task like that. And the students are divided into groups. Each group consists of 8 until 10 students per group, mixed by age and grade level. It because the the lower students create an intimate learning environment that highlight individual differences. Uh, I I teach them in an hour in 60 minutes, and the young learners show various characteristics. Like I mentioned before, some students were calm and high responsive to the teacher instruction. Meanwhile, the other were energetic and easily distracted, or they had to moving around during the lesson. And each student has various concentration with interest decreasing when uh, actives were lacking variation or depend on the teacher explanation. Yes, that's all my best practice explanation. That, Ma'am Ella?
Thank you. Can you stop sharing, please?
Okay, ma'am. Um,
Almas, when you use the book,
Yes, ma'am.
did you use the flashcard from the book or you developed your own flashcard?
I developed our own flashcard, ma'am.
Your own flashcard.
Yes.
So why do you have to develop your own flashcards? Was the book not engaging enough to you, so you need to create an additional media?
Yes, because the students, if the students only focus on the book they have, the students feel bored. The students feel bored, and I feel that if we use some flashcard and mix the flashcard and games, the students feel enjoy in learning vocabulary. Uh, and the book
Okay.
on okay, and the book only just for the guidebook how they learn outside the class.
Okay. Well, all right. So, okay, now, I think first in your paper here, you don't want to simply say you use flashcards because we know, how do we say, what could go wrong using flashcards? Yeah, I mean, in other words, mm, what made or what makes your practice using flashcards different from others? It's the same questions I had from sebelumnya Mbak siapa? Rahma.
Okay.
All right, so the same questions I had. So how would the use of flashcards in your context different from anybody who's using flashcards anywhere else? So what would you claim to be specific or different?
Okay. Mention why uh the developing of flash or my flashcard gitu mah.
Yeah, I mean you know everybody use flashcards. Yeah, say flashcards
Okay.
are not new. Yeah,
Yeah.
flashcards are not new. Even now, the fact that we are talking about digital media and now you promote the use printed media, right? This is printed, right? In your practice, you use the printed ones.
Printed flashcard, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's right. So that's in the contrary, yeah, to what people are doing right now. They promote digital media, right? Digital games. Now you are promoting flashcards. which raises the question, so how would your flashcard be different, or be effective in your context? What is specific about your use of flashcard?
Okay.
So it's
Yes.
not simply based on my experience. I know that we are doing best practice paper, which is based on someone experience, but the experience is worth sharing because there is an amount of reflections, amount of evaluation that the author is doing or has done, so that the paper can inspire others, not simply to do flashcards as they maybe have already done, but maybe do it in a different way, in ways that you want others to imitate or to follow, something like that. So what makes it particular in your context that could help people with having maybe similar context as yours would be able to get help or to get some suggestions, say like that.
Okay.
If I were you, I would highlight this. Yeah. So you were saying that you have the book, so your context requires you to use a book. Yeah, because this is administratively required, right, by the
Yes.
course provider. So you have to use the book. The students have the book, and people would normally, oh, you've got the book, so everything is there. Why should you develop another media when you have? And it seems that the media or the book, seems to be, is it Global English course book or is written by Indonesian?
Written in English, but the writer
Yeah.
is Indonesian.
Yeah, all right. So that's okay. So basically, why the book is not enough for you in your view to teach. So if I were you, I would highlight this one. So how can we highlight your example as a teacher agency, as an example of teacher agency? Teacher agency is teacher's initiative, to make the most of what's available to him or her and to also explore his or her knowledge, his or her professional knowledge, expertise, to find out how you can work out the problem and then find solutions. So you may find the use of the textbook is not enough or is not contextual enough, and that's why you feel like you could enrich them with the use of flashcards. In that way, it is not it's not due to the flashcards only, but also the combination of flashcards and the contextual trust in the book that maybe help or contribute to the students' learning. And this is what you want to offer. How teachers become more autonomous and more reflective in the way they implement the syllabus. So we have the concepts as curriculum leaders or curriculum designers and curriculum implementers. The issue with Indonesian teachers nowadays, teachers are just curriculum implementers. They are receiving syllabus, they're receiving e-book, textbook, and then they're using the textbook in the school. If they before got LKS, they use the LKS for teaching day by day, using the LKS, moving from one page to another. So this is a way of showing you have tadi curriculum requirements in which you have to apply sebuah buku namanya Super Fun.
Super Fun English.
Yeah, so that is namanya mandatory book. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For you.
Oh yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, but you are, even in a informal learning context, you are still teachers. You are still a teacher, and as a teacher, you have teacher authority, teacher autonomy, teacher agency, to decide how the book can be enriched, and you feel that it needs a simple but effective media that's called flashcards, and how the combination of this can better provide learning, optimum learning for the students. So I think something like this is baseless. Apa dasarnya? Mana referensinya?
Yeah.
Ya, ini kan your claim saja. Kalau saya membaca, ini who said so, ya.
Oke, ma'am.
Who said so? Kata siapa? That creates a need to explore. Oh, really? If I were the editor, I would say, really? Yeah, because who said so? Who said we need that? Who said that is not discussed in private courses? So you cannot defend this claim because you don't have the reference. Yeah, you need references here.
Oke, ma'am.
And I think you must start with tadi ya, teacher agency. So your practice shows teacher agency. The fact that you were mandated to use a book, but you decided to combine to still develop it and not simply follow what the book says. Yeah, maybe you
Yes.
say, so you didn't mean to evaluate the book, but you are more highlighting how you use your teacher knowledge as a way of exercising agency in your teaching. So I think that's what I would, itu angle yang akan saya pilih untuk saya highlight di artikel ya.
Oke.
Angle-nya dari teacher agency, bukan dari flashcards. Nah, nanti judulnya di sini. Ya ini gak usah pakai best ya.
Yes, ma'am.
Saya aduh maaf. A teacher's maaf ya,
Oke, ma'am.
agency in practice. Nah ini mungkin flashcards and vocabulary tasks.
Oh,
Ya
oke.
atau apa? Leverage. Maksudnya harus ada muncul mandatory textbook dan your task.
Oke.
Your flashcards. Ya harus ada kombinasi itu.
Oke,
Ya.
oke.
Karena kan kalau ini nggak usah dimunculin, nggak apa-apa. Nah, private course-nya dimunculin.
Oke.
Nah, tapi yang di sini ya tadi
Vocabulary.
maksudnya balancing atau gimana ya? Intinya itu using textbook atau mandatory textbook and flashcards.
And flashcard. Oke. The combine of book and flashcard gitu ya, ma'am.
Yeah, but I think I don't want to use combining. So something with showing mandatory. Intinya harus dimunculkan bahwa itu mandatory.
Oke.
Textbooknya. Ya, and
ya.
flashcard. Atau using mandatory textbook and flashcard for vocabulary in vocabulary class or vocabulary instruction juga boleh. Yeah, but basically I wouldn't say combination seperti itu tidak ya. Coba ya.
Oke. Oke, ma'am.
Thank you.
Oke, thank you, ma'am.
Mbak Uma.
Yes, ma'am. Wait, I will share
Silakan.
screen. Okay. So this is my research. It's the title is about from silent to confidence, exploring the use of hand puppets to teach speakings in junior high school students. So in the first paragraph here, I start to explain the general overview of why learning English, especially speaking skill, that is essential. But this is still challenging to learn in Indonesia. It's because that's the students still need to deliver spontaneous idea, use accurate vocabulary, and then using correct pronunciation, and also have to be confident. And because of that, in the paragraph 2 here, I explain because of that situation, that's make the teaching and learning speaking in the teaching and learning process of speaking remain some challenges, such as that many classrooms that still emphasize the grammar and memorizations, which is limit the real interaction in communication. As a result, that's usually the students over remain silent, anxious, and also fearful of making mistake when speaking English. And to address that situation, here I promote a learning media that is hand puppet. It's because hand puppet as interactive media offer a playful and then make a lower pressure tools that reduce anxiety, encourage risk taking, and support more natural interaction in the classroom. And from that explanation, I also provide some theory to support that explanation. And the next, I also provide some previous research that have already conduct research about puppetry, which is those research that show the puppetry improve students' motivation, confidence, and also their students' vocabulary, pronunciation, and also creativity. However, that still a few studies explain how teacher actually implement puppets in real classroom. That's why here become the position of my research. And because of that empirical and theoretical reflection. So the aim of this research that to explore and reflect on how hand puppet were implemented in speaking lesson, focusing on instructional process rather than measuring outcome. And then for the research question here is how are hand puppets implemented to support speaking instruction for junior high school student? And for the research design here, I use qualitative auto-ethnographic approach. It's because allow me as the teacher to analyze classroom event, instructional decision, and pedagogical reflection during the implementation. And for the research context here, I conduct this research to a grade student at junior high school in Indonesia, where many students that still struggle with confidence and exposure to speaking English. And for the data collection here, I collect the data from the lesson plan and then student observation, teaching material, and reflective journal to construct how hard puppet shape participant in the classroom interaction. And for the data analysis here, I analyze the data using interactive or reflective approach that's to identify the pattern in student engagement and speaking behavior, leading to the theme about the pedagogical instruction and implementation of hands puppet. So the finding here, the finding here, I provide using some term that the first term is introducing the hand puppet and building initial engagement. So I explain how I introduce the hand puppet to the students. And then this is to make the students engage with the material. And here I also explain the situation from the students, such as because of they engage, they say such as, Miss, I want to try, or Miss, can I have the hand puppet? And also I provide the picture to illustrate the situation. And for the second term that I continue with guiding student to brainstorm and build descriptive vocabulary. So here I give the student with initial questions, such as what does the animal looks like from the puppet, and then what part of its body can you identify, and etc. And also to build the students vocabulary, I ask for the students to use to use dictionary. And then the next step is also support the student with writing their descriptive text. So I explain how to make a descriptive text that's using a good structural, and then after that they discuss, they can ask to me, and then they can discuss with their friends. And then the next is preparing student for presentation using the hand puppet. So here after I explain about the descriptive text, that the next is preparing the student for presentation. So they make the text which want to be delivered by them. And then the last is they are conducting and reflecting a speaking performance using the hand puppet. And that's all my research. Actually, still there is the discussion section. That's why in the result I do not provide the theory, because in the template there is the discussion section, but this is still not yet, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Mbak Uma. What's yours? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. It was there, but it's gone again. Mana ya tadi? Oh, ini. Before I forget. So, making sure you say about consent from the students. They are kids. They are underage. Are they underage?
They are 8th grade student, ma'am.
8. Okay, so
Yes.
You should say something about consent.
Consent, ma'am.
Consent is their agreement to participate, to be put here on the picture.
Oh.
Yeah, because you are showing faces, students' face, like this. Well, here there is students' face. Here you are having faces here.
Or can I to make it blur, ma'am? So I don't need.
You can eliminate or close their eyes.
Oh.
That's what people usually do. But still, you have to say about consent. Yeah, that you have asked them you have asked for their consent to put their pictures on the article. Yeah, you need to say something. That's ethical research.
So I put it in the data collection, ma'am?
Sure, because you are telling about participants.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Yeah, in the participants, right? Yes, I think you have data to support your claim here, yeah, by showing the documents. But I think we don't want only to see documentations, right? So you have here, you mentioned about reflective journal. So you have reflective journal entries. And then we have observational notes. And you were talking about several resources here. You had the lesson, this one, yeah. I'm just highlighting this first, yeah, just to check if we have this in the later pages.
Ma'am, actually for the reflection journal, it's because have already done in 2024 that have already nothing, ma'am. So
you could recall. It's called retrospective. You can recall because you have the documents, right?
Oh.
You have the documents, you have the pictures, you have maybe you still keep the lesson plan with you, right?
Oh,
so
okay.
You can recall based on your recollection of events happening back then. You wrote a reflection.
Oh, okay.
And that's why we can use data collections such as photo voice. Yeah, we use photo voice to recall our memory and our feeling about the event. Yeah, in NI, in narrative
Mm.
inquiry, photo voice is quite possible to be used. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, it was me. Yeah, take it out. Um, okay. So like this one in my reflective notes, yeah.
Oh,
So you were using, yeah, at least you show the section where you say something about the vocabulary development, yeah, what you remembered, yeah. You make a template, yeah, like a reflective note using laptop, you type. So that's okay. You find a template, a common template for writing a reflection note. And then you write by recollecting your memory, yeah, your memory and feeling or impressions on the days, yeah, where you taught them.
okay.
There are things that we don't see the evidence here. I don't know what's the evidence.
Ke depan dah. Dia nggak?
Can you check whether you have data for this? Yeah. You don't have data for this, Mbak Uma.
Yes.
Ya ini mungkin ditambah. Kalau nggak bisa diganti aja. What shows that it helps students with vocabulary development. Yeah,
Oh,
how
okay.
they use them in sentences. Maybe did the students use them in writing? Yes, they did. So can they use words that they never used before, or can they use words in different ways? So showing their development of knowledge about using words in different contexts, maybe, or in different forms or parts of speech. Yeah. So I think this is particular about knowledge of vocabulary, skills. So what we didn't see in your theoretical framework here, which you have a lot already, is how vocabulary skills, are taught in the Junhai. So you talked about puppetry and the benefits of hand puppets, which is fine, and you've got a lot of this already. But what I don't find here, and which I regret, for not having found it here, is the particular skills and knowledge of vocabulary you want to address using hand puppet. So just
Oh,
like
okay.
the same thing I mentioned to Mbak Ira, Mbak Rahma. Jadi sebetulnya skillnya apa? Nanti jadi ketawanya pasnya itu, misalnya skillnya adalah being able to connect objek sama label of word-nya. Jadi oh ini hewannya horse, ini rabbit, ini apa gitu. Nah, itu kan berarti connecting ya between object and its label, ya, its semantic label. Nah, itu kan knowledge atau skill in vocabulary. Nah, maka your task should allow students to practice tadi ya, atau guessing from context. Nah, how we know that students have developed the knowledge that you want them to learn, ya tadi misalnya the word fish, mungkin sebelumnya hanya pakai kata fish untuk kalimat sederhana, and then they can develop a school of fish. Berarti they know how to refer, they know how to use apa ya namanya, word of, bukan measurement ya, but the common words to refer to a collection of things. Ya, jadi misalnya kan a school of fish itu kan Kan jarang tuh anak yang tahu kalau fish itu bisa pakai a school of fish, bukan a group of fish, enggak, a school of fish. Saya seperti itu. Kalau birds, a flock of birds. Nah, jadi grupnya nih loh, nama-nama grup hewan itu kan dia punya common phrases. Nah, itu kalau sebelumnya enggak bisa lalu jadi pakai. You can say ini indikasi knowledge-nya bertambah. Nah, maksud saya seperti itu. Jadi sebetulnya yang penting dari deskriptif yang seolah-olah tuh hanya deskriptif saja adalah bagaimana kita tadi being what ya. Ya tadi in-depth reflection-nya adalah kita bisa nemu tuh kalau si siswa ini sekarang bisa pakai satu kata ini misalnya. Nah, itu kalau dalam kualitatif itu sangat berharga sekali ya, walaupun hanya satu dua, tapi itu menyatakan bahwa there has been changes, saya seperti itu. Nah, yang saya tanyakan juga sama di sini ya, saya mengatakan.
Ma'am, I have question, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, should I put that situation in research context? So I explain that the background knowledge of my students and then what they want to achieve, I put it with the some theory.
Nah, kalau teorinya should go into the theoretical framework tadi. I think you have talked too much about puppetry-nya, but none about vocabulary-nya. So, because your paper starts with saying, ini juga membingungkan because you say speaking ya,
Yes, ma'am.
not vocabulary ya. I was wrong. So if you talked about speaking, so what particular speaking skills you want them to? Nah, di sini ya berarti kalau speakingnya sudah, you have mentioned here. Wait a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
So why did you say about vocabulary?
Jadi, so in the first time, I built their vocabulary first.
I see. You were talking about. Oh, all right. No, I think I was mistaken because you talked about they generate. This is the stages. This is
Yes, ma'am,
gliding.
the stage, ma'am.
All right. So in here we have the speaking already.
Yes, ma'am.
So where did you say that something to do with vocabulary? So their speaking is hampered because they lack vocabulary, for example.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you address that in your practice, right? Did you address descriptive vocabulary?
Build their vocabulary first, and then they present the puppet, ma'am.
Yes, okay, because anyway, they wouldn't be able to sort of deliver speaking, right, without good or enough vocabulary, right? So that's why you have to say that vocabulary is particular and essential for developing that speaking. And is hand puppet addressing that problem particularly? Atau lebih ke confidence-nya? So hand puppets itu menurut Mbak Umah ke vocabulary building-nya atau ke being able to deliver the speaking-nya?
They able to deliver and but they build their vocabulary first.
All right, yeah. But in that way, you can suggest that there has been, some usage, in using hand puppets, in classroom, in speaking classroom, and that's perhaps support the reasons, why hand puppets can and should still be used, in classroom. What I perhaps would say, I think you can highlight those two, that the role of vocabulary, but that only as a pre-speaking activity, as I mentioned, ada pre-speaking, ada while speaking, ada post-speaking. I think in your case you could also include that, though you have the stages here already, but it doesn't mean that so like this one. So the implementation began by establishing a positive. That's the preparation, right? But in your stages here, you start by bringing the hand puppets to elicit students' responses and vocabulary, right? Because they can touch the bird, they can say, oh, this is the claw, this is the beak, this is the feather, and so on and so on, right? In bird it's feather, in rabbit it's fur, misalnya kan. Jadi they can touch and then being able to name the words, right? Ya boleh, itu disebutkan. That's part of your way of building vocabulary.
Yes.
Nah ini kebetulan yang contoh seperti itu, yang secara spesifik itu. Short descriptive phrases. Oke, nah ini harusnya mungkin boleh ya ditambah misalnya tidak hanya phrases, tapi maksudnya kan itu lebih ke kayak they come up with the questions too.
Yes,
Are they
ma'am.
having a conversation too? Oh no.
No, ma'am.
So what
It's like
color is
they.
it? Oh, it's red. No. Sorry, what do you say?
Yes, ma'am. They suggest whisper to their friends, suggest ask, what is that? Suggest something like that, ma'am.
Ya, nah ini dia makanya descriptive words of phrases kan, berarti kan ini vocabulary learning ya. Ini kan
Yes.
pre-teaching vocabulary kan. So I think it's fine, but yeah, you need to highlight that I guess. And then nanti reflection notes-nya mungkin dikaitkan dengan hal tadi, bagaimana it prepares the students for speaking activity. Jadi kan ada yang language focus, ada yang fluency focus, kan ada form focus, ada yang fluency focus. Jadi yang hand pouch itu bridges the two gitu loh, antara form focus sama fluency focus ya. Oke. Yeah, I'm afraid what we have all these documents that explain well and support well your description. And I think while I find that you provide examples like this, which is good, yeah, seperti ini ya. These are the examples, so it's clear. I want you also to provide other source of data, yeah, just like I mentioned, ada note, ada reflection. So you could create that recollection of your memory. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Anyway, it's done. Yeah, say you have to recall, however.
Yes, ma'am.
Nah, ini kan agak, jadi mungkin ini istilahnya boleh di-connect atau dihubungkan dengan stages in learning-nya tadi loh. Saya preparing for speaking, focus on form. Now, ready to speak atau apa saya focus on fluency. Jadi ada focus on form, focus on fluency itu kan istilah dalam pedagogi, dalam linguistik, dalam SLA, second language acquisition. Nah itu, jadi itu menerapkan teorinya begitu gitu ya. Jadi penamaannya juga perlu. Ya yang saya belum temukan itu tadi. Nah yang ini nggak cuma begini, Mbak. My bird, my cat, my rabbit. So misalnya you can highlight ini fur. Kalau bird pakai apa? Ada feather nggak? Feathers. Ini loh Mbak. Nah, you can itu jadiin aja reflection note Mbak. Ya memang jadi sedikit merecollect tapi secara guided.
Yes, ma'am.
Recollection memang ada guided. Jadi ini note-nya adalah how students can understand the difference between feathers and fur. And they cannot understand them without seeing the object. So bringing the puppets create the helps contextualize the object. Saya seperti itu. Nah, okay, good. Ini mediating tool. You have the mediating tool. Do you know where this come from?
Pardon, ma'am?
Ini loh, you have mediating tool. Do you know where this come from?
From the hand puppet, ma'am.
Bukan, maksudnya the term. Where this term come from?
I don't understand.
All right. So it's actually based on theory called cultural historical activity theory. All right.
Oh,
Well, I'll talk to you more about that one later. Yeah, but because this is very particular to come up with this term,
oh,
mediating tool. But I think that is the right understanding. That's the right interpretation. So your hand puppet can be understood in so many ways. It is a teaching media, an instructional aid, but at the same time, it scaffolds students, channel their anxiety at the same time, readiness for speaking. And I think that can be, yeah, that can be very effective. Yeah, small media, but means a lot. Yeah, or does a lot
yes.
in the class. Yeah. Ya, mungkin perlu ditambah itu tadi, Mbak. Ya, ini tapi boleh ya nanti matanya
Diblurkan.
ditutup, ya matanya ditutupin kotak gitu atau kalau di blur kan jadi wajahnya nggak ada nih,
Oh iya, Mem.
ditutup gitu.
Oke, Mem.
You have not finished ya?
Yes, Mem, for the discussion, Mem.
How long this, Mbak, wordnya?
Pardon, Mem?
Berapa ini jumlah katanya, Mbak?
Uh, Tadi sama referensi 4.000, Mem.
Oh ya,
Jadi kalau sama discussion kayaknya 6.000 bisa, Mem.
ya, oke. Alright, so put the notes and the reflection dulu, Mbak.
Yes,
Ya,
Mem.
supaya lebih lengkap. Alright, where do you go to where will you submit this one?
It's in tattoo, Mem.
Namanya?
Lupa saya, tapi dari IAIN Kediri Jals kayaknya, Mem.
Can you send the link ya? Coba taruh di sini ya, so we know. Yang belum diberi linknya, boleh diberi linknya ya. Jadi
Ya,
tidak
Mem. Nanti saya masukkan ke
bertanya-tanya saya.
template.
Ya, oke.
Yes,
Thank
Mem.
you, Mama.
Thank you, Mem,
Mbak,
for the
oke.
suggestion.
Suggestions. Mbak Vika is here. Masih di tengah-tengah perkebunan sawit nggak ya? Nggak ada ya, Mbak Vika ya? Oke. Ya, oke. Teman-teman, so how's the progress going? Tadi sudah 5 orang. Yang progresnya bagaimana nih? Ada yang kesulitan with submission? Ada yang sudah submit?
Me, ma'am.
Mbak Venika?
Yes, I revised the title that I use descriptive qualitative. May you see my paper
Yes,
for
very quickly. Is it in the folder?
yes, of course.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
The folder name is Feniwal Wanja Paper New.
Oh, you did final paper already.
Yes.
Where did you upload?
I
Introduction?
already uploaded
In
Google Drive.
introduction?
No, it's after conclusion. I finish
No, I mean, where did you upload the paper? In final paper or not?
no.
Wait a minute. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I understand. So, where did you upload it? Here?
Introduction draft, sorry.
Oh yeah, because I created a new folder here.
Oh, I didn't see it before.
Yeah, that's okay. I was thinking
Yeah, the
not
one
new.
Yes, of course, ma'am. So I changed the title, English Teacher Strategies in Teaching Vocabulary Recognition to Kindergarten Students through flashcards by applying Montessori model, ma'am. So yeah, I just write the introductions. It's like before I explain the vocabulary, and then you say before that I have to put it on the challenges, and after that I write about the challenges found in in general, in the 1, 2, 3, 4, paragraph 4. Yeah, wait. In paragraph 4, and after that, I mentioned the challenges in Kupang, that the obstacles were founded especially in kindergarten students in Kupang City that face difficulty recognition words if they only learn by dictation, monotones without an approach that combines strategies involving visual reality, media, and their sensor and motor approaches. And after that, I put it on the method. This study employed descriptive qualitative research. And my participants, my friend from Montessori school, the teachers, and also me, because this is best practice. And after that, I found the findings. So you can see the findings presented into 3 main strategy ways, including strengthening letter and words recognition through large movable alphabet, LMA, and interactive drilling and practice in cycle, and vocabulary repetition and consolidation through the 3-period lesson based on Montessori principle rules. And the findings highlight into 3 stages as follows. The first stage, as you can see that. So this is the figure 1, students practice using large movable alphabet, LMA, and flashcard. I already blew the students. This is my students. And also the stage 2, interactive drilling and practice in cycles. I want to put the worksheet, but I'm not sure, but it's okay that I didn't put the worksheets. And the stage,
Wait a minute. So in this case, in this stage tuh stage apa? Jadi kan ini nggak boleh begini. Jadi harus
okay.
ini kan judul subheading, ini kan subheading. So you have to rewrite it here. And the
Alright.
interactive. And the second stage, nah itu malah boleh.
Okay.
Students did the games.
Okay, yeah.
So
This
why
is
didn't you put this as vocabulary recognition task?
in cycle. Sorry.
Yeah,
Interactive
stage
drill.
2. Stage 1 ya apa? Good. And letters
Stage 1, words, and
okay.
yeah. So this stage, students in cycle, as a based on Montessori rules, they can sit on the cycles and then learn about the material presented. And then after that, teacher will give the questions like I mentioned.
Alright, Mbak, you need to learn to write in active voice ya, jangan passive voice ya.
Okay, ma'am. Sorry. I will choose.
Yeah, because it's hard, because this is descriptive. So reading descriptive paragraph should be easy, shouldn't be very hard to understand. So active voice is more direct as well as easy to understand sebetulnya.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, so you have word that correspond to the pictures, yeah, printed on the flashcards. Ini nggak usah, ini jelas pasti berdasarkan pertanyaan. Nah, jadi, because you putting yourself as the third singular pronoun, nanti, yeah, that's the different style ya. Kalau tadi Mbak Umah kan pakai first singular pronoun ya, first person. pronoun I. In your case, you are using as a third singular pronoun, so you don't name you, yourself. But that's okay. Cuma at the same time, you have to be consistent, yeah. Do you call students or children? Student. Because you call teacher, then you have to call them students, yeah. Don't call them children. So be consistent.
All right, ma'am. Thank you.
Students pointed to name words that correspond to the pictures printed on the flashcard. Yeah, on the flashcard. Do you have the flashcards picture here? Nah, ini kan kelihatannya kecil ya. Flashcardnya digedein, Mbak.
Yes,
Ada
ma'am.
satu desain flashcards yang besar ya.
All right.
On the flashcards,
Do I have put the flashcards only or with the students? Because I have
flashcards only
many
nggak
pictures
apa-apa
and
as
then
an example, as one example. Printed on the flashcards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mana? The activities itu apa tadi? The activities itu tadi apa? The games ya.
All right. The stage
Ya,
3.
nah itu sorry sebentar Mbak Penny. Jadi Mbak siapa tadi? Mbak Rahma. Mbak sebelumnya siapa? Mbak Uma sebelumnya Mbak Rahma?
Mbak Almas.
Mbak Almas. Nah, itu kan sama ya. Ini kalau yang contohnya Mbak Feni ini yang saya tadi belum sampaikan ke semua yang hari ini saya berfeedback ya. Jadi when you are saying this principle supports the theory, you need to say that. You need to say how, for example, the use of hand puppet tadi ya, referring to misalnya bermanfaat atau terbukti mendorong jadi engagement. Nah, lalu kasih kayak gini, kayak Mbak Penny. Jadi ada referring to referensi yang mana. Nah, kan itu bisa jadi udah disebutin di bab 2 kan. Nah, itu malah jadinya ada alignment artinya antara yang dituliskan di bab 2 dengan yang dituliskan di bab 4 dan bab 5. Nah, itu malah bagus ya. Jadi ini boleh ditambahkan.
Yes.
Ini.
Oh, ya.
Ini kenapa Mbak suka panjang-panjang kalimatnya nih? Jangan panjang-panjang ya.
Yes.
So it's the same as Mbak tadi siapa ya? Mbak Almas juga ini. Jadi Mbak Feni itu juga contoh dari teacher agency.
Yes,
karena kan Mbak Feni itu kan diharuskan pakai Montessori kan. Nah, tapi yang namanya flashcardnya itu juga bagian dari buku Montessori-nya enggak? Atau dari medianya? Memang itu yang dibuat dari Montessori ya?
Yeah. That's a media from Montessori.
Oke, ya udah. Kalau begitu, mungkin ya this is a practice of yours ya in Montessori.
Yes, attract the students. Visual.
Mana lagi yang ditambahkan? Yang belum tadi ya, misalnya menggunakan tadi ya, worksheet-nya ada enggak? Atau kalau enggak tadi si flashcard-nya ya.
Oh ya, ma'am. Worksheet ada, flashcard ada, ma'am.
Nah, kan berarti worksheet itu kan mendukung atau diambilkan dari ini toh, dari bukunya atau bukunya Montessori-nya toh. Iya.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Tapi
we create the worksheet, ma'am. So absolutely for the students in.
You created your own?
Yes, ma'am. So
you created your own worksheet?
Yeah, we created. Yes, we created our own worksheet based on Montessori and then students.
This is not like readily used task atau worksheet from Montessori, bukan. You have to create them first.
Yes, we for the teaching practice we use some Montessori principles, but for the worksheet we create by our own.
I see. Yeah, I think that is what missing. Yeah, you don't only teach using a large movable alphabet, kan? You also have worksheets that accompany, right? Accompany the use of LMA. So when they have finished doing this, what they do, and they have to complete the task, based on your worksheet.
Yes.
And the way they do it is by maybe tadi writing atau rearranging the letters in the LMA. Jadi misalnya, what is the animal that eats grass misalnya, lalu kan harus mencari horse, lalu kan dia harus menata HOR gitu kan, maksudnya kan. Nah, itu kan jadi kan ada input atau ada prompt yang disampaikan melalui task. Nah, that's your creation. Yes. Then you have to explain that.
Okay.
Yeah, just like tadi ada pre-vocabulary atau pre-titik activity, and then the activity, and then the pause activity that has its own worksheets, ya. Mungkin seperti itu saya kira. Ini kurang itu ya, Mbak. Nah, ini yang saya seperti ini, saya tidak tahu nih dari mana nih istilah ini.
3-period lesson, ma'am.
Yeah,
this is from the books, Montessori book.
Then you need to explain this one, because not everyone knows.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to. That's why you need to contextualize it. So who your students? What is your teaching context like? Yeah, is it what makes the best practice paper unique and worth reading and worth publishing, because it presents context that may be particular but also happen around the world. Yeah, jadi what happens to you, though it's particular, can be found somewhere else. And we target these readers, who might share the same context as yours, who needs inspiration, who needs knowledge sharing to also justify their practice. So I think you need to explain that. Okay. Look, I have to stop really.
Thank you, ma'am.
I haven't done. I'm not able to. Oh yeah. Waduh. One the way itu apa? On the way ya. Mbak siapa? Vika. Mbak Vika nanti mungkin Japri ya. Mbak Vika, I need to leave right now, and I'm sorry about having the class long. I think it's longer than expected. Right, thank you everyone. What we're going to do the next thing is to do the reflection and submission. For that, I will share with you a Google form for not only submitting but reflecting on your process of writing. I think the submission, not in the Google form, but the submission of the notification of submission. Yeah, but the full paper, the final draft that you submitted to the publisher needs to go into the folder as I have created in your common or class folder. But the notification that you have submitted to this, and then that you have done maybe plagiarism check following the editor's requirement. So you need to say that. You need to show me as well. Nah, nanti kita masukkan di dalam foldernya ini, semua orang ada satu yang nama ya. Jadi tidak bareng-bareng. Jadi your name here ya. So for example, tadi ya punya Mbak Umah gitu ya. Nanti you have a different folder for each of you. I hope that's okay ya. I'll do the manual presence or attendance checklist for everybody. I need to hurry. So thank you everyone. Have a good afternoon. I'll see you on the online session for submission and reflection. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you everybody.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.